Good morning, President Biden, Governor Lamont, Secretary Mayorkas, Admiral Schultz, Admiral Kelly, Dean Colella, distinguished guests, family, friends, and of course, the great class of 2021. I am honored to speak to you today and humbled to act as representative of our incredible class. Wow, it has been an unconventional year. We went from spending 3 months at home last March to returning for a 14-day quarantine in June, heading out to the fleet for summer assignments, returning for another quarantine in August, and who would have thought we would be gathered here today after 2 academic semesters sprinkled with highs, lows, and COVID scares. But today, our 200-week leadership journey comes to a close, and we stand moments away from commissioning as ensigns in the United States Coast Guard. And could there be any place more fitting for this to occur than Cadet Memorial Field? The place we completed our last push-up of Swab Summer. The place we gathered to recognize the champion of the coveted Intercompany Quarantine Cup. The place where we had snowball fights and attended countless football games. And as the name suggests, the place we honor our fallen shipmates, such as Lieutenant Junior Grade Morgan Garrett, through workouts to remember. Cadet Memorial Field is so much more than a field. It represents both the beginning and the ending of our time as cadets, and will forever be marked with our first steps as officers. So yes, I think it's fitting that we stand on this field and commemorate the accomplishments of our class. But we didn't do this alone. Mom and Dad, and all the families, friends, faculty, and members of the Academy community who offered a shoulder to cry on, gave us nudges when it was necessary, and most of all, cheered us on. Thank you for making us into the people we are today. Thucydides, a Greek historian and general from the Peloponnesian War, once stated, "Any nation that draws too great a distinction between its scholars and its warriors will have its thinking done by cowards and its fighting done by fools." The Coast Guard Academy is unique because along with the other service academies, it graduates both scholars and warriors. Given the amount of time we've spent in the classroom, power lab, tow tank, and navigation simulators these past 4 years, we have proven ourselves to be scholars. Individuals such as First Class Selena Bance, who received a Fulbright scholarship to study renewable energy systems in Finland, and First Class Jacob Cheeseman, who perfected the art of asking the professors a question and then falling asleep as they provided an answer. Provide a daily reminder of the amazing scholarship among our class. But we are also warriors. Along with the traditional demands of life at an academy, we are the class that confronted challenges in mental health, social justice upheaval, and a global pandemic simultaneously. We are the class that started leading clubs as third class, the class that started memos that rethink mental health procedures on base, the class that was sent home, the class that is missing some shipmates today. We are the class of 2021. Our class was forged in adversity and uncertainty. Our finest hours occurred when there was no playbook nor guide. The COVID pandemic was one of these events, but there were many more. In response to issues in our service, the Cadets Against Sexual Assault and Harassment program, led by First Class Etta Davis, began the difficult process of rethinking the culture at the Academy to better combat sexual harassment and assault, and even helped influence change at the service level. In response to the social justice issues confronting our nation, the Genesis Club, under the leadership of First Class Chancey Brown and First Class Kennedy Starks, invented a corps-wide process to foster an honest dialogue about race and identity, where we learned about the experiences and struggles of our shipmates, whom we had never taken the time to understand. In the face of growing awareness of mental health, Cadet Peer Support, led by First Class Emma Sims, First Class Edmund Huminski, and First Class Owen Hurley, redefined our perception of emotional well-being, which helped to educate and shape us into more empathetic leaders of character, ready to serve those around us. When we were stuck in our rooms and could not interact with one another last fall, First Class Stephanie Burkhardt initiated a new program called Pulse Check to ensure every member of the Corps was checked in on every single week. She, along with so many other First Class, made a difference. These stories highlight the many unexpected challenges our class faced and the innovative and tireless efforts we made to take the first steps toward addressing them. We were thrust into chaos for the better part of our cadet years. But rather than wait for the next person to step up, we took the lead. We built the momentum. This is why I am so humbled and grateful to be a member of the class of 2021 and to be able to call every single one of you my shipmate. This last year has shown us just how special that relationship can be, which many of us took for granted until we were thousands of miles away from the people we were used to seeing multiple times a day. Now, did our solutions to these problems always work? Certainly not. Just ask the class council about the parking memo they routed approximately 20 times for second-class parking privileges that was recognized as completely logical and perfectly formatted. But the answer was just no. But in the end, there is nothing we would rather be known for more than the ability to be comfortable being uncomfortable, to be able to affect change in the midst of chaos. If we shift our perspective out of our academy bubble, away from the exams, sleepless nights in MAC, 0700 drill practices in the blistering cold, lengthy room inspections, regimental reviews, and metric tons of caffeine that we consumed, and take a glimpse at the challenges of our generation, we quickly realize they demand exactly what we are: leaders of character who perform at their best in a dynamic environment. And amid all this adversity, we still found ways to have fun. Remember fourth class year when then fourth class Zingarella, Ballone, and Lalonde were detained by Merchant Marine Academy security for trying to replace their ensigns with Coast Guard ensigns and put cheese all over their anchors? Or when we sailed to Cuttyhunk during coastal sails second class summer and had a lobster dinner while watching the sun set across a radiant New England sky. Think back to this past summer, during our 2-week quarantine before heading out to our summer assignments, when we were the only class on base and had no academic or military responsibilities. If you were able to dodge COVID, that was actually a pretty fun time. Today is both a beginning and an ending, the last page of a chapter and the first of another. But as I look around, I can certainly say there is no one else I'd rather be sharing this moment with. Our class motto is, "We are the future." Who could have predicted 4 years ago it would prove to be so fitting? As we leave here today, let us take pride in the fact that we may not have all the answers. We don't have all the answers. But we have the passion, courage, and perseverance to find them. We are scholars. We are warriors. We are a family, and we are the future. Go class of 2021, and go Bears. Thank you, sir. It is now my privilege to introduce the Commandant of the Coast Guard, Admiral Carl L. Schultz.